Raw milk is having a moment. It is a favorite of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's in line to become the next Secretary of Health and Human Services. And its sales are on the rise. All this despite the fact that many believe it presents a health risk. Channel 7's Ashley Lunningham joins us now with an in-depth look at whether raw milk is getting a raw deal. Ashley.
Cancer, obesity, and chronic illness at an all-time high. The root cause, some believe, is the food we eat. One big component of that debate is the milk we drink. Which is healthier, pasteurized or raw milk?
There are a number of bacteria that can be passed in milk. Listeria has caused a number of foodborne outbreaks in this country here in the last couple of years. It can cause serious infection in people whose immune system doesn't work well, small infants, but also can infect people who have a normal immune system.
Pasteurization is a process that involves heating milk to a specific temperature to kill harmful bacteria. It's been widely credited with reducing the spread of foodborne illnesses over the years. Reports show the percentage of foodborne illnesses linked to milk has decreased, dropping from around 25% of all foodborne outbreaks before pasteurization to less than 1% today. For dairy farmer Robert Wilson of Wilson Ranch in Heber Springs, safety is top of mind. He relies on a set of standards and protocols from the Raw Milk Institute to make sure each gallon of milk from his cows is just as safe as the gallon you get from Walmart.
The safety issue of raw milk really doesn't have anything to do with, is raw milk a safe product? It's, are we going to adulterate it with things or not? We want to prevent any chances of cow fecal matter, hair, anything that could contaminate or adulterate that. We also want to prevent any human contamination.
On his ranch, Wilson says they use a completely enclosed stainless steel auto wash vacuum system that is standard for most dairies. Every cow is thoroughly brushed and cleaned, and every milking area gets that same scrub.
We can tell if the cow is showing pre-symptomatic signs of mastitis. So it actually shows up before there is full-blown infections. And because we're checking those cows every day, we know what those levels are, and we know that cow is healthy.
From there, the cow's milk will go into a stainless steel receiver to the cooling tank, never being exposed to the outside air. Wilson says his cows are tested for listeria on a periodic basis. Each batch of milk is also tested for E. coli and coliform, a group of bacteria often used to monitor the quality of dairy products. Wilson says he's done the testing and claims his milk has a lower coliform and standard plate count, or what is used to measure bacteria, than pasteurized milk.
Ours is fairly low, so that means the cows are very clean, and so you do have a probiotic there, and ours is like 29. To give you an idea, the last standard plate count I did on store-bought milk was somewhere in the thousands from the day it came from the store.
Logan Duvall, owner of Me and McGee Market in North Little Rock and founder of the Sowing Prosperity podcast, is a big believer in raw milk.
My oldest child was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2019 when he was 5. So I really never expected to be an advocate about raw milk at all. It was one of those things as we went into this kind of cancer journey and understanding health and eating and what all goes into that raw milk actually came on my radar.
He tried it, and what he found surprised him.
Nothing happened, didn't get sick, and so started giving it to my kids. They weren't getting the ear infections, they weren't having all these problems. So what was going on? And so that really got me going down that rabbit trail of understanding and saying maybe what we've been told about raw milk isn't accurate.
To use raw dairy for health and prosperity.
Today, Duvall goes head-to-head with doctors who claim that studies show raw milk is no more nutritious than pasteurized milk. Dr. Hopkins says the science speaks for itself.
It does reduce the quantity of some of the B vitamins and vitamin C in the milk, but milk's not a rich source of those vitamins anyway. Pasteurization doesn't affect whether milk is going to be more or less prone to be a source of our allergy. So really it doesn't have any harm when it comes to milk, and it has great significant potential benefits.
It's a debate that is also making its way to the state capitol. Arkansas lawmakers have filed a bill this session that would allow dairy farmers in the state to sell their milk anywhere. Right now, it can only be sold on the farm. Some worry this could have negative effects on Arkansans. But according to a recent study from the Journal of Epidemiology, raw milk is not even listed among the top foods causing foodborne illnesses.
What we did find is that the fatal foodborne diseases was dominated by fruits, vegetables, peanut butter, and pasteurized dairy. So we saw it decreasing as access increased. And that was just this year.
Robert Wilson says this bill is a step in allowing better access to raw milk, but he thinks bigger action is ahead on the national front. Marcus McAfee, founder of Raw Milk Institute, has applied for an advisory role at the FDA at the urging of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., President-elect Trump's pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services.
They're going to have recommendations at the FDA on milk, raw milk particularly, that they're going to have a two-tier system of standards that they're going to recommend. There's inherent risk in all food products, but it's going to mitigate a lot of those risks if those standards are placed.
For Logan Duval, it always comes back to his personal experience. He says his son is now in remission. He believes healthy lifestyle changes that include drinking raw milk are a big reason for that. He says pasteurization was well intended for the time period it was invented, but with safety protocols in place now, it changes the conversation. And ultimately, he says, it's about choice.
Incredible dairies doing incredible safety standards, testing, using healthy cows. A sick cow's going to have some bad milk. Yes. But when you do things right and you have safe practices, it's insanity. It feels so much better. I don't think people realize how bad they actually feel. I think because it is our status quo, it's the standard of our experience, we don't realize how bad we actually feel.
On your side, I'm Ashley Lunningham.
Portable raw milk testing machines are expected to be available soon for every dairy farmer, allowing safe testing practices to take place right there on the property.